We used to dock way in the back there. I probably met Patrick a couple years before that. I know he came out when we first had the boat in 2003, and he was a regular customer. I fished with him on other boats, and so I knew him, you know, like, hey, hi, you know, I've seen him around, I've seen him here, fishing here.
He knew his way around boats?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not one that would make a stupid mistake and fall off a boat?
No, I don't think he would.
Okay, all right. Personable guy, quiet guy, what kind of guy was he?
He was quiet, but, you know, like, people would crack jokes, and he wouldn't, like, chime in, but he'd sit there and laugh, and, you know, if people were sitting down eating, they might have a conversation about fishing. He would sit there on the back bench, like, after we're all done fishing, you know, soaking up the sun, kind of like a surferish type.
That night, the water was slick like it is right now, right?
Oh, there's probably a little bit of a chop to it.
Little chop, but
sure.
no, not a 1 or 2 foot swell.
It's a beautiful evening like it is right here. No breeze, July weather. Just another nice, beautiful summer evening, and we went out fishing.
So McDermott's 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", somewhere in there, depending upon the heels he's wearing.
Well, I'm 5'9", so these rails I think are a couple inches above Coast Guard regulation. So I'm 5'9", and it's right at my waist.
I'd literally have to...
Yeah, we literally have to climb over the rail. It's a job to get over them, so I mean, you'd pretty much have to climb over these rails.
Okay. You have 2 bunk rooms, one on one side?
Yeah, we have bunk rooms on each side. So Patrick apparently slept in this bunk right here.
This bunk right here?
And there you go. There's some stuff in here. This guy's doing a re-ride with us, and this is an exactly.
So this would be
exactly what happened with Patrick McDermott. This gentleman's left his backpack and then the rods we had taken up there to the office after we had closed down on the 4th of July, and then we didn't hear about it till the 10th.
Okay. Oh, man, I'm gonna kill myself. And then just the
galley. And then once again, the cook would check the manifest off.
Mm-hmm.
And there's your manifest.
Right.
So it's the same thing. It has the coffee on there. It has breakfast, lunch, galley tab. And at the end of the trip, everybody's checked off at the light. If there was nobody checked off, that's where we have a problem.
Okay.
If somebody calls out a customer's name and calls out a name again, if Brian were to call that guy 2 or 3 times, we're going to go find that person. Because that guy owes me some money.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my $5 or $10 or $20 from this person that he
Gotcha.
owes me for my galley tab.
Gotcha.
You
McDermott had always paid his galley tab?
Never had any other problems before.
Okay. All right.
First incident.
Okay. Well, thank you for your tour. I appreciate it. You got a great boat.
Thank you very much.
Nice and clean kitchen, too.
Yeah, well, we try to keep the boat clean, try to have a good time on here.
Come talk to my wife. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. It's just a joke.
What we do every night is like something out of a strange dream, except that the next morning, it all makes sense. To power global e-commerce, FedEx networks are massive, far-reaching, and yes, a little magical. FedEx.com/dream.
We're out here in San Pedro, California. We're following up on an investigation on a missing person, Patrick McDermott, who was last seen on a overnight fishing boat called the Freedom. There's some stories say that he had fallen over or maybe died or jumped ship. Other sources say that he is alive and well in Mexico. It seems to us that there's something underlying why this man's missing. Today, I'm going to board the Freedom, and I'm going to basically kind of reenact the night that Mr. McDermott came on here. I'm not a real water person, but you got to do it. You got to do it. You know, duty calls. Duty calls. You go. Everybody boarded about 9:30. Everybody was pretty much very, very friendly. There's a lot of people that know each other, and they're regulars, and some people that we've talked to, been there for 10 years, have gone there for 10 years off and on. I believe there's going to be a handful of these people that knew Mr. McDermott. Maybe he didn't come with buddies, maybe they didn't drive away, but he knew a lot of people down there. I'm very confident about that. But people did sleep on the boat, actually. It was kind of hard to say. If somebody would have jumped off, there was a time for that. You could have.
So far, nothing. But I'm hopeful.
We did talk to some staff, and I was just trying to get basically the mode of operation that they do there on that boat. When you actually pay your ticket, you have to sign into the clipboard, which is basically the same thing that Mr. McDermott did on the night he went on the trip. So you pay for your ticket. 116.15. It's 116.15.
It's a whitefish.
Great fish. Thanks.
They said, okay, fishing is done, we're headed back. And from that time, there's two deck guys that are cutting and gutting fish. So when we get to port, everybody has their fish in a Ziploc bag with their number that was assigned to them. Everybody's moving around those last 4 hours because they're trying to clean the boat too at the same time, clean the fish. So I was thinking, wait a minute, there's no way he could have jumped off. I think our guy is in Mexico. I think we have a runner. This trip came out real well. This is very good for the investigation. I think Mr. McDermott is out there, and not to mention, it was a great experience going on this boat. I had a great time. Fishing's kind of fun.